Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. So, with the meta maybe a little bit unstable, I thought it might be time to try a deck that, I tried at the start of TGT involving the Dreadsteed. I thought I'd try it again because it was a deck that did fairly well. I mean, in the end, I had like 50% win rate after like 20 games, so it's nothing too impressive. But, if you consider the fact that maybe as much as half of those losses were against Patron Warrior. I thought that maybe there's potentially something to this deck in the current meta where Grim Patron Warrior basically doesn't exist. But things are a little bit different now. Because Grim Patron Warrior doesn't exist, there are a lot more aggressive decks. So we'll get into that in a second. And today I basically want to show you guys how this type of theme works, but not only just how it worked for me, I'm going to review some of the decks other players have made to kind of give you guys a comparison and give you guys kind of what I've learned from trying the deck again. So the old deck was a little bit different. The old Dreadsteed deck was much more combo driven, and the new one is here. This is Dreadsteed 2. It's a little bit different. There's a little bit less combo stuff. I mostly just wanted to try a few different cards to see how they worked. There still is a lot of the combo stuff. I'm still one of the only players playing Dreadsteed with Kel'Thuzad. The idea behind playing Dreadsteed with Kel'Thuzad is that if you have a Dreadsteed or 2 or 3 in play, you play Kel'Thuzad, you suicide your Dreadsteeds, then you get, another Dreadsteed at the end of the turn for each one that you killed. And it basically allows you to multiply your Dreadsteeds just as Baron Rivendare does. Sometimes, you just don't draw Baron Rivendare, and it makes it so it's difficult to actually swarm the board with Dreadsteeds. And I feel Kel'Thuzad as a standalone card is a pretty good one, so, that's kind of why I still stuck to it. I'm also one of the only ones running the Nerubian Egg, but originally I also ran the Nerubian Egg. I think it's a cool card that also works with a lot of the same triggers as the Dreadsteed does, with cards like Power Overwhelming, with cards like Hellfire, with cards like Void Terror. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Some of the new additions I kind of took from the other decks that I saw. I started using Siphon Soul, and Siphon Soul seems pretty good. A lot of the time when you play Dreadsteed, you have all these small creatures on the board that you deal with your opponent's small creatures, but then when they play a big creature, it's a little bit problematic, so you gotta have something like that. Also, Sludge Belcher, I borrowed from some other decks. Sludge Belcher is one of the best inclusions, actually. It makes it so it makes a lot of the other cards work. It makes Baron Rivendare stronger. It makes Kel'Thuzad stronger. It gives you the power to go a little bit more into the late game in a lot of these games, and it just makes it so it's pretty effective. You have a better chance against the aggressive decks, and that's kind of the point. There are a lot more aggressive decks out there. Overall, the deck works pretty well. I had a slightly below 50% win rate at the end of the night, but in the end, what I noticed is I was beating almost every control deck, unless I lost like one or maybe two games where I was very unlucky, but I was beating most of them, and I was losing to most of the aggressive decks. So that's kind of a little bit weird. It seems that aggressive decks these days are more aggressive than I actually anticipated. And after playing the deck for, a full night, I kind of went back to look at some of the decks that other people made that have also been successful with the Dreadsteed themed deck. And really there's a thing to learn here. Because the Dreadsteed deck works so well against control decks, they just cannot control the Dreadsteeds. It makes sense to be extremely defensive against aggressive decks. So this is a deck on Hearthstone. I kind of forgot what it's called, but I'll link it below in the description. It's basically the Never Die Dreadsteed deck. It's got like every single heal. It's got it has 2 refreshment vendors. I also borrowed the refreshment vendor idea from this deck. Turned out okay. It's not too bad. And yeah, it's even got like Twisting Nether. It's got like all these crazy board clears. It seems a little bit more defensive than mine because it has a little bit more healing, and it has the Doomsayers. And the Doomsayer is something that I kind of thought, it's a little bit silly. Why would I play that? But in the end, it kind of makes sense. Doomsayer either absorbs 7 damage or clears their board and stalls the game, which is basically how you instantly win against aggressive decks. Or, in some cases, it just gets silenced. But when it gets silenced, then your Dreadsteed doesn't get silenced. And if your Dreadsteed gets silenced, you often will lose the game. So it protects your win condition, and in other cases, it develops your win condition. So there is a thing to learn about this deck. I don't know if you want to go to such an extreme to counter aggressive decks if you're trying out a Dreadsteed, but maybe it actually requires this much effort to stop the aggressive decks these days. The other deck that I thought was pretty interesting is one by a pretty well-known player, Saviz. He did very well with this deck. I don't know if he played it too recently, but it is a different style of deck, so I thought I'd show you guys. I thought I'd talk about some of the things that he used. He used the Mistress of Pain, and he used a Demon Heart as well, kind of to help that along a little bit. Basically, it acts as a repetitive life gain if you can retain board control. And, well, it's there, and he did well with the deck, so presumably you can do that. It's running 2 Implosions. In my original deck, I also had Implosion. I ended up dropping it, but, it wasn't really a bad card, so makes sense that it's still in there. Instead of the Siphon Souls, he's using the Big Game Hunter. A little bit of a mix. This is kind of like the compromise. It's a little bit more defensive than mine, but a little bit less defensive than the unkillable Dreadsteed deck. So I would guess that Saviz is probably closer to the right, like closer to the correct meted Dreadsteed deck right now. And, maybe there's a thing to learn from this. And in the end, it was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun to learn how a very wild deck works and how decks have to change as the meta changes. And right now, aggressive is basically the deal. There are so many secret paladins out there that my deck in a lot of cases was just being absolutely run over. So hopefully things will change a little bit so I can play my more combo-driven Dreadsteed. But for now, it seems like, there's still some opportunity for this deck to work. And I want to show you guys some of the fun that I had with the deck, because it is a very unique type of play style that, I hope kind of persists through the future of Hearthstone, through the future expansions, because it's just so cool to play. So, enjoy the games, hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm the only one with this Nerubian egg tech. It might be a little bit weak.
I'll never tell.
Well, Mal'Ganis or Jiraxis or whatever you guys had in mind was not going to be enough. I would have still lost. I had to basically play Jiraxis and then hope to get Mal'Ganis, which is not very likely, by the way. Twisting Nether seemed a bit silly, it's just so much mana.
Put this apple on your head.
Two Imp Kings, 2 Demon Wraths. Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, we really haven't played that much. We just keep playing and see how we do.
From the void I come.
Okay. Good thing we wasted our Mortal Coil.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, I guess. Fuck it. Ah, we gotta tap. We gotta find those heals. GG, what do you mean? It's far from it.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, maybe it's not far from it. It's no GG yet. The Belchers were a good call. Can I sacrificial pack myself? Never considered that. Oh yeah, I can.
Reporting for duty.
We beat a secret paladin. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think that was the play.
Who am I? None of your business.
Mad scientist. Okay.
None of your business.
It's a delicious victory, guys. It's delicious. Okay. It's not a bad pickup. He'll probably think I'm handlock. Also, warriors have like no silence, right? Okay. There's hyper aggro warrior out there. I've never seen that. I still haven't seen the revived patron list either, but not really too worried about that one, to be honest. Charge Warrior. I think we'll just like drop a Dreadsteed next turn. I don't think we could ever lose it. Dreadsteed life incoming. Alright. The cavalry's arrived. Want a brawl, bro? What's up? Brawl? Oh jeez, that's a lot of cards. Guess we'll tap. Hellfire. Well, the ponies would survive, but I mean, the only purpose that would serve is to pop the egg, which is pretty lame. He might regret that. Do that. That's what we call a free kill, boys. Oh my god. We should wait for a more savage moment. Just don't know if I want to tap. Don't really want to tap. Play the juggler. We'll play it when we actually need it. Don't need it right now. Oh yeah, like that's gonna do anything.
I bring life.
I think we'll never get such a clean Siphon Soul as that one. Oh, if we play Mal'Ganis, we'll lose to Execute. It'd be a really big waste. We're just gonna grind him down. Just one hoof tap at a time. He has a reverse hoof tapping hero power, so it might take a while, but... That's 5 hooves. Okay. Guess he's proccing my egg. He doesn't know where it is. He has another shield slam. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. He has to burn a trigger to activate and execute on Mal'Ganis now. He's played both shield slams, so that's the other whirlwind, it seems. Looks like he'd like to Grom me.
Armor made to fit.
I can wait longer.
I don't think he can do 11. Top deck? Well, I could kill it with Mortal Coil and attacking everything, and I could Jiraxis to stay alive. But I didn't really need a draw there.
I can take the hit.
I'll try something here.
Put this apple on your head.
Yeah, if he kills the ghoul, he juggles himself 4 times. Please juggle. Okay. Oh my god, this animation's gonna take forever.
You face Jiraxis.
That's Dormu. I don't know how much effect we could really get out of that. There's probably a lot of other cards that would work much better. Sea Giants. Yeah, Sea Giants might be pretty good, that's right. Warrior's worst nightmare. Yeah, it's like control this, right? Jiraxis and 4 Dreadsteeds. Hooflock.
I can take the hit.
Oh god, another one. That's probably a bad idea. It's probably just better than Infernal. But it looks fun. We got more hooves now. It's harder to stop this. Oh, we had lethal? Who cares? Inconsequential. Drop egg for another juggler.
Well played.
Perhaps that's a good idea, but we'll see. We really just have to play some games and figure out where we're at.
Some still fun. For mercy.
Longest animation time death ever. If this deck is good at anything, it's BMing the fuck out of your opponents. It's so lucky. Alright. I'm mostly losing to ridiculous early game answers. Oh wow, it's a rogue. Wow, crazy. Well, maybe Doomsayer over Egg would actually make a nice difference. Hard to say for sure though. Let's try the ghoul.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Oh, that's amazing. What's up, buddy? What's up? He's got the other SI.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Sucks. Prep eviscerate. Wow, there goes his hand. Pretty crazy though. That's rogue for you. What, do you get a sprint now? Oh, give me a break. What the fuck? Alright, well he needs the last backstab in the deck to even do anything here. Or a deadly poison, I guess. Deadly poison would have worked, okay. Okay. Yeah, Cult Master is a really bad idea, I think.
Pay attention, class.
Sap.
I'm ready to learn.
Should we just siphon it? Yeah, let's just siphon it. Fuck that shit. Well, he has a shitload of cards, but rogues don't have that many minions. So there's that. Well, Noyatron's an interesting inclusion. Sap the egg. Okay. And
Too soon.
Put this apple on your head.
I mostly fear like a Violet Teacher, Blade Flurry combo.
Hey, catch!
Might be a bad idea because that might have been what's preventing like a big Blade Flurry turn.
Pay attention, class.
I'm ready to learn.
Eviscerate.
I'm ready to learn.
I should have tapped first. deny every single creature, just so oil is completely useless. Uh-oh. It's a little scary. That's really good, because that fucks up a lot of Blade Flurry turns. Huh. Maybe I should have power overwhelmed it, but I like the surprise factor of power overwhelm. We have lethal if he doesn't kill either minion.
My eyes are open.
Now I don't think we have it anymore. We gain 8, so now we lost lethal. Oh, did I miss lethal? Oh, power overwhelm. Oh, okay. Well, alright. We may have had lethal there. It's not a big deal. Lethal misses happen all the time. Man, Rogue is in a really sad state. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, the second one only brought 4. That's right, that's right. There's a lot of shenanigans if it's Tempo Mage that it can do with like a Sorcerer Apprentice coin and like Portal or some crap like that. And that's one piece. You get weird when the vein in my neck swells up. Well, it doesn't do that. You don't have to worry about that. Us vegans are pretty good with blood pressure. Let's try a juggler. I mean, Jiraxis hasn't worked out, but that's also been luck. Like, every fucking time Void Caller brings it out, there's not too much we can do about that. We've just been really unlucky with a marginal deck. That's why our record is kind of poor. Wow. It's really fucking unusual. I looked up a lot of the other Dreadsteed decks, and a lot of them are pretty good, no doubt about that. Mine is probably a little bit worse than some of the better ones, but I stuck with it just so I could learn what is bad and why it's bad. I mean, that's kind of what I do when I make decks, so. Really? Double Flame Cannon? Okay. Well, if you had another Flame Cannon, it'd be really powerful, but... Probably got this game. Oh my goodness, this shit again. Dreadsteed OP as a 3-drop? Maybe not. If you make it too low casting cost, just aggro Warlock decks will use it, which would be really stupid, so you don't really want to buff it too much. Wow, that's awesome. I actually think that's a bad idea to play right now, but it's still awesome. Alright, bros. Let's play some casino. Count that as a victory. It's really hard for him to do anything at this stage. The Dreadsteeds are going to kill every single thing he plays, and it's very hard to burst through Mal'Ganis and Jiraxxus. By hard, I mean basically impossible. Oh, this looks like such a bad idea. Holy cow. I wonder if it'll trigger. No, it doesn't trigger. Okay. Alrighty. This is where Mal'Ganis eats the second fireball, and I get really sad.
Someday I'll be just like you.
I mean, that needs to be a Deathwing. That literally needs to be a Deathwing. Okay. Okay! Alright. Not bad.